Hi guys, it's Marine. Welcome back to my little English page. I'm completely out of breath because during the intro I had forgotten half of what I needed, so I had to run around the house to get everything. So hello everyone, how are you today? We are back for our weekly listening practice with a different teacher every single week. Now I see that we have the absolute pleasure to have Anna in the comment section again. Thank you for joining us, Anna. If you don't remember or if you were not here, we did a lesson with Anna and that was 2 weeks ago. You know what? I'm going to add a card here when the lesson is over so that you can swipe up and go to that lesson directly. So how are you all doing today? I'm really excited to do our weekly live. I see we have quite a few people in the comment section already. So we have Sharif, we have Andreas, we have Hugo. Lolly's here as well. Nice to see you, Lolly. Who else is here? Sergi is here as well. I saw Sergi was here. Nice to see you. We have Lobsang Yonteng. Nice to see you. From India. Lovely. All right. So guys, today, the usual, we're going to do a bit of listening practice based on a fable. A fable is a short story with a moral. A moral is basically a lesson. There's something to learn from the fable. Now, before we start, the usual. You could become the patron of the week, which means you would get a big shout out on Saturday, today, and one also on Instagram, and more importantly, you would get my undying love and gratitude forever and ever and ever. So how can you do that? Well, just get me a cup of coffee. Yeah, that's simple. But where, Marine? Well, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Just go to www.coffee.com. All right, so today, guys, as usual, listening practice first, then vocabulary, and then a little bit of comprehension when we talk about the moral of the story. I was actually thinking about it today. I was thinking, why don't I do vocabulary before the actual listening practice to make it easier for you? Well, that's the thing. I don't want to make it easier for you guys. I want you to fully focus on listening first. Now, there are words that you might hear that you don't know. That's okay. At least if you can hear the sounds correctly, you're working on really listening. And then, of course, after we have a look at the vocabulary, because I want you to understand what you heard, okay? So we're working on those two things, actually hearing words, hearing sounds, and then we work on the comprehension side, okay? So if you were wondering why we do it this way, that's why. All right, guys, so now we have a wonderful new teacher today. I don't think you know him. We met very recently and he is wonderful. He has a really good YouTube channel and he has an American accent because he is from the US. We mostly have teachers from the UK, so I'm really excited to have another American teacher with us today. So, without further ado, let me introduce our wonderful teacher today. So his name is Grant. No, he's Grant, not Grant. I was just playing along here. Haha. Playing along? Joking. Playing along is not quite the same. All right. Oh, what a beautiful color coordination. That's lovely. All right, so Grant, like I said, is an American teacher. He's from the US and he has a little video for you guys. He's going to let you know a bit more about his channel, what he does, and I hope that you will go and follow him and, subscribe, but also press the bell button, which you should have done on my channel too. Okay? All right, let's have a look at what Grant has to say to us. Let's see.
Thanks, Marine. Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Grant. I am a native English speaker from the United States, and today I will be telling you the tale of the herdsman and the bull. Here we go.
Oopsie doopsie, wrong video, guys. Just give me a second. Okay, so what did I do? This week is a bit of a crazy week, isn't it? I keep messing things up. Damn it. Well, I'm human, so you forgive me, don't you? Yes, you do. Alright, let me find the right video, guys. I thought I had set it up right, but I had not. So just 1 millisecond. Duck. What did I do? What have I done? Have I not saved the video? I think I haven't. Marine? Yep, I didn't save the video, so I'm gonna have to skip some of the bits because I don't want you to hear the story just quite yet. All right, fantastic. All right, so let me...
Thanks, Marine. Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Grant. I am a native English speaker from the United States, and today I will be telling you the tale of the herdsman and the bull. Here we go. YouTube channel. Secure my own escape from him in safety. Okay, so a little bit more about my YouTube channel. I upload videos twice a week on Tuesday and on Friday. I make listening lessons which use real, authentic American English videos so you can understand native speakers and expand your vocabulary. I also make videos about some of the most common English mistakes I see, speaking lessons that you can do completely by yourself, and general English tips to make you a better, more confident English speaker. So check my channel out. Thank you again, Marine, for letting me be in your video, and I wish you guys the best of luck as you continue your English journey. Bye.
Alright guys, sorry about that. I had separated the video, but I forgot to actually save it like that. So, you still got to learn a little bit more about Grant. Like I said, check out his channel. He uploads twice a week, so that's good. You can add more videos to your watch list. You know that, right? On YouTube, you can create a watch list, watch later. So if you see a video that comes out and you're not ready to watch it, just click save, and that way you can watch it later again. All right, guys? Okay, thank you, Sheriff. I know, this week is a bit of a crazy week, isn't it? I keep messing up a lot. All right, so like I said, today we're doing a fable, and like Grant said, you heard it already, it's called The Herdsman and the Bull. The Herdsman and the Bull. He says herdsman, his R's are stronger, because he has an American accent. Now you'll see, because I just heard someone speak with an American accent, my accent is probably going to sound a bit more American today. I tend to, and I can't really control it, and I should work on that, just assimilate and copy the accents that I hear. So see, here instead of here. So I guess it's good. We're doing everything in American English today, right? Okay, so let's have a look at those words. A herdsman. So I put a photo. I have a photo, guys. All right, so a herdsman. I'll explain herd now. You'll hear it in the audio, but basically a herd is a group of animals. Usually, usually cows, like this, okay? So a herdsman in the US could be called a cowboy as well. It's somebody who works with groups of animals and takes care of those animals, moves them from places to places. That's what it is. Okay, guys? And then we have a bull, okay? This is a bull, a male cow. Good? A shepherd? Kind of, except the shepherd usually works with sheep. But yeah, that's pretty much the same idea, okay? Good. So, let's get started. I just see a little comment here. How long I want to learn English perfect. So, lop sang yongting, I think you meant how long would it take for me to learn English or to speak English perfectly? Well, it's difficult to give an amount of time because it's really a never-ending story. You never stop learning. You might think my English is perfect, but it's far from perfect. I make loads of mistakes, see? But that's normal. Native speakers make mistakes a lot. You make mistakes in your own language. I make mistakes in my own language. What you should focus on is being able to communicate and be understood. And as you progress, you will make fewer and fewer mistakes, okay? But maybe if you want to reach a fairly intermediate or advanced level, I would say requires quite a few years, and also it depends on how much time you can dedicate to learning the language, okay? If it's just going to class once a week, you're not going to become fluent in 6 months. It's not going to happen. If you live in an English-speaking country, that whole process of learning the language is going to be much quicker. Because, the idea of total immersion, where if you have to survive, you have to speak the language, that's the best way to learn a language. But if you're studying from home, for example, I recommend that you spend at least 1 or 2 hours a day practicing English. And when I say practicing, I use that word, I chose that word specifically because you don't want to just study your books 1 hour a day. That's good. It gives you knowledge, it gives you can control grammar a bit better, you might expand your vocabulary, but if you don't actually practice using it, you're not going to be able to do it. Think about it. No matter how you study how to ride a bike or how to drive a car, you're never going to be able to do it until you actually do it and you practice. And with practice, it gets better. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. So yeah, that's it. I see some of you, so you see Anna, who is also a native, she is, I'm not, but she is a native English speaker. She says that she makes mistakes too. So, it happens to everybody. All that matters is that you can communicate. Then Stroit is saying, my wife took about 6 months. Okay, it took her 6 months to learn German, kind of basic day-to-day German, okay. So Sergi is saying, 1 level takes at least 1 year, and if you're good, yes, exactly, I would say at least. That's what they usually recommend when you're studying to prepare an exam. They say it's about a year to a year and a half to up a level. Yes and no, because of course exams, they have a specific structure, so the more you know how the exam works, the easier it becomes. So I don't think it's 100% accurate to follow that. It will vary from person to person, but that could be a rough guideline, I think. Okay? Alright guys, so let's listen to our practice today. Make sure you grab a pen and a paper in case you're not comfortable writing in the comment section. And yeah, get ready. We're going to listen to it. As usual, the first time we'll listen to it full speed. I will not stop the audio. And then the second time I will probably stop it from slide to slide to give you a bit more time to write down your answers or think about what you just heard. Now, as you guys know, during the lives, I speak fairly quickly because I want you to hear real English, okay, real pace, not a slowed down pace. That you can hear that in my regular lessons, in my videos, the actual recorded videos, where I speak a little bit slower to make sure that everybody understands. But today, I'm speaking super fast, okay? Alright guys, so if you are ready, let's listen to our recording. Ooh, there's more gaps today. We have about 10 gaps, okay? Let's go.
A herdsman tending his flock in a forest lost a bull calf from the fold. After a long and fruitless search, he made a vow that if he could only discover the thief who had stolen the calf, he would offer a lamb in sacrifice to Hermes, Pan, and the guardian deities of the forest. Not long afterwards, as he ascended a small hillock, he saw at its foot a lion feeding on the calf. Terrified at the sight, he lifted his eyes and his hands to heaven and said, "Just now I vow to offer a lamb to the guardian deities of the forest if I could only find out who had robbed me. But now that I have discovered the thief, I would willingly add a full-grown bull to the calf I have lost, if I may only secure my own escape from him in safety."
Alright guys, so that was the first listening, the first time we heard the audio. I feel that it's a little bit more challenging than other times. Tell me what you think. Now I also want you to notice, to focus on the differences in the accent. I think the two main differences are some of the T's sound like D's and the O sounds are a bit more like ah, okay? The mouth is a little bit more open with the American accent, okay? Alright, so let me know how it went in the comment section, guys. Did you find it easier, more difficult? I'll play it one more time full speed, I think. For those of you who want to do the exercise, kind of like real life situation kind of thing. And then I'll play it one more time and I'll stop it this time. Now, if you don't want to, a great way for you guys to improve as well is if you already have all of the answers or most of the answers, focus only on listening. Close your eyes and just listen and try to follow the story along, okay? Good. Alright, so hey English Vibes, don't worry, it's okay, you're here, that's all that matters. Okay. Alright. So Lopsang is saying, I pray that in my next life I live in an English-speaking country. Yeah, okay. Alright, so Lolly is saying it's very difficult. Okay, yeah. I feel that today it's slightly more difficult, so it's good. Because I feel that last week maybe was a little bit easier. So we're upping our game today. We up our game. To up one's game. That's another expression if you don't know it. Okay, Sheriff. You've got some great answers. Very good. Okay. So yes, guys, if you know the words that you heard, try to spell them correctly. If you don't know what those words are, spell them phonetically, like you heard them, okay? At least you're showing that you hear the sounds right. You might not know the word, but you can recognize the sounds, maybe the syllables that are formed. Very good. Okay. All right, guys, so let's listen to it one more time, full speed.
A herdsman tending his flock in a forest lost a bull calf from the fold. After a long and fruitless search, he made a vow that if he could only discover the thief who had stolen the calf, he would offer a lamb in sacrifice to Hermes, Pan, and the guardian deities of the forest. Not long afterwards, as he ascended a small hillock, he saw at its foot a lion feeding on the calf. Terrified at the sight, he lifted his eyes and his hands to heaven and said, "Just now I vow to offer a lamb to the guardian deities of the forest if I could only find out who had robbed me. But now that I have discovered the thief, I would willingly add a full-grown bull to the calf I have lost if I may only secure my own escape from him in safety."
Okay, good. So I chose two specific words that I heard to show the difference between British and American accent. So for example, he said the word rob. Okay, it's a verb. Okay. He says rob. Rob. See how my mouth opens? Rob. My chin drops. Whereas with a British accent, it would sound a bit more like rob. Rob. Okay, it's more of an O-shaped mouth. Excuse me. Whereas with an American accent, you open it more. Rob. Rob. Okay? And then there's another word that he used, which is flock. Flock. In British English, it would sound more like flock. Flock. Okay? Good. So I see we have two more students. So Nina is here as well, and English Vibes arrived. So it's really nice to see you girls. How are you doing? Okay, so Sergi, you're giving us some of the answers. Good. Okay, you've got some good things here. Very nice. Okay, guys. So now it's time to listen to it one more time. I will stop in between slides this time. Let's go.
A herdsman tending his flock in a forest lost a bull calf from the fold. After a long and fruitless search, he made a vow that if he could only discover the thief who had stolen the calf, he would offer a lamb in sacrifice to Hermes, Pan, and the guardian deities of the forest. Not long afterwards, as he ascended a small hillock, he saw at its foot a lion feeding on the calf. Terrified at the sight, he lifted his eyes and his hands to heaven and said, "Just now I vow to offer a lamb to the guardian deities of the forest if I could only find out who had robbed me. But now that I have discovered the thief, I would willingly add a full-grown bull to the calf I have lost if I may only secure my own escape from him in safety."
All right, so how did that go, guys? Good? Difficult? How is it? Yeah, it's more difficult, I think. Did you find more answers? Remember, try to do it in only 2 listenings, okay? Just listen to it twice. And when I play it more times, if you already have the answers, just focus on listening, okay? Fully focus on what you hear, okay? Good. All right, so Hugo, you have some of the answers as well. Okay. Very good, very good. All right, so are we ready to see the answers? Yes, we are, Marine. Let's go. Okay, answer now. I'll play it twice, okay? The first time, check your answers. The second time, only listen.
A herdsman tending his flock in a forest lost a bull calf from the fold. After a long and fruitless search, he made a vow that if he could only discover the thief who had stolen the calf, he would offer a lamb in sacrifice to Hermes, Pan, and the guardian deities of the forest. Not long afterwards, as he ascended a small hillock, he saw at its foot a lion feeding on the calf. Terrified at the sight, he lifted his eyes and his hands to heaven and said, "Just now I vow to offer a lamb to the guardian deities of the forest if I could only find out who had robbed me. But now that I have discovered the thief, I would willingly add a full-grown bull to the calf I have lost if I may only secure my own escape from him in safety."
Okay, guys, so I just made a tiny little correction. I put that in the comment section. Number 7, I put it in past in the answers. I wrote vowed, but it's actually the present tense, so it's vow, okay? I put it right here in case you want to check. That's a tiny little mistake I didn't see. I changed the tense. Okay, so I'm going to play it one more time now. So if you haven't finished correcting, correct now. If not, just listen. Close your eyes and fully focus on following the story along. Just listening, not reading, okay? If you read, it makes it easier. Let's go.
A herdsman tending his flock in a forest lost a bull calf from the fold. After a long and fruitless search, he made a vow that if he could only discover the thief who had stolen the calf, he would offer a lamb in sacrifice to Hermes, Pan, and the guardian deities of the forest. Not long afterwards, as he ascended a small hillock, he saw at its foot a lion feeding on the calf. Terrified at the sight, he lifted his eyes and his hands to heaven and said, "Just now I vow to offer a lamb to the guardian deities of the forest if I could only find out who had robbed me. But now that I have discovered the thief, I would willingly add a full-grown bull to the calf I have lost if I may only secure my own escape from him in safety.
All right, guys. So how did that go? Let me know in the comment section or in the chat, how many you got right. So remember, there were 10 gaps. Your goal should be to get around 50 to 60%. If you have more, okay, if you have more correct answer, it means the exercise was maybe a little bit too easy for you. And if you have less, maybe it's a little bit too difficult. In general, that should always be your goal, 50 to 60%. That way it means you're still learning, but it's not too difficult. All right, so hello, Muhammad Ali. Are you a boxer? Nice to see you here. Then Hugo is saying, I wrote his foot instead of its foot, okay, and hand instead of hands. All right, okay, good. Small mistakes, all right. What about everybody else? How did it go? How many points did you get for this one? So in case you're new, guys, there is a slight delay, okay, between the moment you write the comment and the moment I receive the comment. So if you're writing things and I'm not responding, it's normal. It hasn't appeared yet, okay? All right, Lolly, 3 words. Okay, so it's a bit more challenging. I recommend that you do it several times, okay? The more you hear it, the more you'll recognize the words. Sheriff, 9 out of 10. That's really good. That was way too easy for you. So you have a few typos. Okay, all right. That's okay. So we're going to move on to the vocabulary side of the lesson, okay? Before we do that, make sure that you give the video a like. Give it a like. Give it a like. Give the video a big thumbs up. Give it a like. Give it a like. Doo-doo. All right, and Hugo, you've got 5 out of 10 due to small mistakes. That's good. That's good. 5 out of 10. That's good. And yes, Lolly, if you find something very difficult, really do it again and again and again until it's too easy. And I think I've already told you about this, a little activity that you can do with short recordings, for example, the fables. Instead of doing the fill in the blank activity, once the live is over, go back to the actual fable, to the listening part, and take a paper and a pen. And just try to listen and rewrite the story from listening. Okay, so at first you'll have a few words and then gap and then words and then gap. Listen again, fill in the gaps that you created until you have the whole fable written down. Do that regularly and you'll see that your listening will improve. Okay, guys? All right, very good, guys. So let's have a look at vocabulary. We have a little bit less vocabulary than this time. I feel that the vocabulary wasn't as difficult, but it was the difficult aspect for it, I think, was the accent that is different. You're not used to it. And also, I purposely had some slides with a lot more content, more sentences to make it a little bit more challenging, okay? All right. Let's see. Hey, Krishanu, how are you? Nice to see you. Okay, guys, so the first word that I used is tend. Tend, okay? So do you know what tend means? I'm going to read you in just a second where we find this word. It's at the very beginning of the fable. So just give me 1 second. All right, so it was just the first sentence. A herdsman tending his flock in a forest lost a bull calf from the fold. Okay, so what do you think tend means? So it can have several meanings. We're focusing on the one in this sentence, okay? A herdsman tending his flock. Tending his flock. What do you think? All right, and then I think we have a nice, while you think about it, guys, we have an interesting debate going on in the comment section. Lobsang asked if male teachers or female teachers were better? Good question, huh? So Sheriff is saying it depends on the quality of the teacher. Personally, I think that ladies are way better. Okay. I do agree with the fact that it depends on the teacher itself. Then there's also, a question of preference. Some people prefer girls, some people prefer boys. I don't think it matters. I've seen amazing male teachers. I've seen amazing female teachers. Just look, on the online YouTube community, we had Anna earlier, who's a female teacher, and she's a wonderful teacher. But there's also other teachers like Papa Teach Me and Tom from Eat, Sleep, Dream English that are absolutely brilliant teacher. I think it's a lot of it is a question of feeling, okay? Some people will prefer this teacher because they like that teacher's personality better, and other teachers will like another teacher better. So I think it really depends on your personal preference, okay? All right. Okay, so some of you are saying to watch over, to try, to take care of, to care about. Okay, very good. So I said to care for, okay? He's looking after his flock. He's taking care of his flock. He's dealing with his flock, okay? Exactly, Lolly, taking care of goats and sheep. Exactly. And very good, Lolly. I see that you did not put an S at sheep because sheep is not pluralized. One sheep, two sheep. That's it. Okay. Good. Then the next word, it makes sense. It is flock. So earlier I explained the word herd, okay, for the herdsman. A herd is a group of cows, for example. Now, it would be more common to use herd than flock, but in this context, in the fable, they used flock. Let me read it again. A herdsman tending his flock in a forest, okay? So yes, a flock refers to a group of sheep, goats, birds, not commonly cows or bulls, but in this context, they did use the word for cows as well, okay? Good. Then, the next word is fruitless. Fruitless. Let's see in the sentence. After a long and fruitless search. After a long and fruitless search. What could it be? So he's looking for his bull, okay, for a long time. He's looking for it. Where is it? Where is it? And his search is long and fruitless. What do you think it could mean? Okay. Oh, it says fold. Yeah, there's flock and fold, okay? Both work. All right, Stroit? Good. That it did not bring a good result. Very good, English vibes. Very good. Yes, Stroit or Andreas, there's both words in the story. Okay, for flock and fold, it said, a herdsman tending his flock in a forest lost a bull calf from the fold. Okay? So both are used. So Sheriff is also saying useless, failed. Anna Rita, hi Anna, is saying without positive result. Unsuccessful search, absolutely. Lorenzo is saying, hi Lorenzo, without success, failing, wonderful, very good guys, okay? I chose the synonym unsuccessful, but all of your examples work very well as well, okay? Then we have vow. So in the listening, we see it as both a noun and a verb. So you can make a vow or you can vow to, okay? Anna, your cherry trees are fruitless? No! That's like one of the best fruit ever! I love cherries! Damn it! Okay, well I hope next... Is it a summer fruit? I guess it's a summer fruit. Well, I hope that your tree bears fruit next year then. Let me know. Okay guys, so what is a vow or to vow? Let me see. So here, at the beginning, we see it as a noun. He made a vow that blah, blah, blah. And then later on in the text, he says, I just now vowed to offer a lamb. Lamb, American accent. Lamb, British accent. Okay? So what does it mean to vow? Lolly replied, to promise or a promise. Absolutely. Very good. Very, very good. Glued? Glued is very glued. It's good. Perfect. So, hopla. Promise. Very good. Okay. So now I see, Lopsang, you're asking the difference between must and have to. So if you have a question like that, maybe keep it for the end of the live. I want to make sure we stay focused on the topic and I can explain that to you later, okay? If not, I can always make a video on the difference between must and have to. Interesting two verbs. Okay, yes, a promise, to promise, a pact. Yeah, why not? A pact. Okay, you give your word. All right, very good. Wonderful, guys. Then I put the next word in half because we have seen it, I think. I feel that we've seen this word before. A calf. What is a calf? A calf. Do you know? Well, I'll give you a second to think about it. And in the text we have, so they say a bull calf. So if you know what a bull is, what could a calf be? Okay? Bull calf. I'll give you a second to think about it. What is a calf? Okay? Any idea? No? Come on, guys. So it's a bull, but it's a calf. So maybe it comes before the bull somehow? No idea? Okay, it's basically a baby cow. It's a young cow, okay? Exactly. So usually it's for the first year of their life. You call them calves. So it's a funny plural, okay? Calves. Like a cup. No, it's not like... Oh, like a cub. Cub. Sheriff, you're the king of typos. Cub. Okay, we've seen cub before. A bear cub. Very good. Yes, it's the child of the bull. A baby bull. Yes, a young bull, Anna Rita. Very good. Lovely. Okay, the next one up. It's not necessarily the most common word, the next one. Hillock. In the text, let me read it to you guys. Where is it? Okay. So not long afterward, as he ascended. So remember last week we saw descended. Okay, now it's ascended. A small hillock. So you go up and then you go up on a hillock. So what could it be? Okay, hillock. Any idea? What could that be? Hello, Nishan. Oh, we haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Okay, I'll drink some coffee while you guys tell me what hillock means. Also, look at the beginning of the word. It should remind you of something, which, you know, is the word. So the beginning of this word is another way of saying it. What could it be? Yeah, I know. If you were in my class, Sheriff, I would tell you to bring me candy every time you make typos. Okay, so Nishan, climb would be a synonym of ascended, which is, yeah, to go up. Okay, yeah, Anna Rita, like a little mountain. Okay, it's smaller than a mountain. But yes, okay, pretty much, that's the word. Any other synonyms, guys? So I chose the word, or the synonym, a small hill. Now, a hill is like a small mountain. So that gives you an idea, okay? It's when the floor is like that and then up, it goes up a little bit. Up, that's a hillock, okay? Exactly, everyone. A small hill, tiny mountain, more or less, okay? All right. Good. All right. Next word, this one. Willingly. Willingly, okay? What does it mean, willingly? Interesting, huh? So it is an adverb because we have the adjective willing and then we've added ly at the end, okay? Most words that end in ly, guys, are adverbs. There's a few exceptions, for example, lonely, but usually words in ly are adverbs, okay? So we're going to find them very close to other verbs. Now, where is willingly in the text? Okay, he says, I would willingly add a full-grown bull to the calf I have lost. I would willingly add a full-grown bull to the calf I have lost. Willingly. So, do you know what it means to be willing or to be willing to do something? For example, I'm not inspired. I'm willing to... What am I willing to do? I don't know. I'm willing to... I can't think of an example. If you guys can think of an example, go ahead and write in the comment section. Okay, Lolly, this is really good. Obediently. Yes, that's a great synonym. Okay. So English Vibes is saying that you're able to do it easily. Not exactly. I see where you're going with that. It's not quite the same. Okay. Intentionally. Okay. We're not far off either. Yes, it means voluntarily. Voluntarily, okay? You do it willingly. If you're willing to do something, you want to do it. You're okay to do it. You're fine doing it, okay? So willingly, okay? I'm just checking something. I think I've misspelled voluntarily. Did I misspell it? I did misspell it. I thought it looked funny. Okay, the Y here, we need to drop it and turn it into an I. Okay. Oh, Anna, thank you. That's a good example. Thank you. I go to school willingly, okay? You go to school, you're happy to go, you want to go. Very good. All students should be like that. Right, Anna? Every student should be willing to learn English, should be excited about learning English. Okay. I willingly learned English, okay? He willingly helped his mother clean the house. Fantabulous examples. Thank you, guys. Whew, lucky you guys were here today. Okay, good. So next word, this one, I think you should be able to understand it, okay? Let's have a look. Full grown. Full grown. So I think we were talking about a full grown calf. No, a full grown bull, sorry. I would willingly add a full grown bull. So, grown, okay, is the past participle of grow. In this case, it works as an adjective. So grow, okay, you're tiny and then you grow, you become older, you grow. Like a plant, it's tiny, it's just a seed, and then it grows into an actual plant. And then full, what does it mean? Complete, entirely. So then we have complete and adjective for grow. So what does it mean? Exactly, very good, Anna. It means adult, mature. Absolutely, very good. Fantastic, guys. Absolutely, exactly. It is an adult bull, a full-grown bull. Okay? You might hear this expression, for example, let's say you know someone who's very childish. You could say, a full-grown man or grown man, a full-grown man shouldn't behave like that. Okay? That's another example of full-grown. Mature, adult, very good. Fantastic, guys. Okay, so we've basically covered all of the vocabulary today. So I'll go to the bye-bye slide, but before I really move on to the end, I want to go back to a question that I can't remember who asked. Lopsang, I think it was Lopsang who asked that question. The difference between have to and must. Do you guys know the difference? So they're both modals, okay? They're going to give information, specific information, and they are kind of used as auxiliaries. Now, must is a pure modal. It's part of the list can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must. Have to is also a modal that has a very, very similar meaning to must, but it's a semi-modal. The difference is the pure modals, can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, follow a specific set of rules and there's no exceptions. For example, you don't say to must. You don't put to after must. Whereas have to needs the to. Okay, I have to go. All right. Now, must and have to pretty much have the same meaning. There's differences. I'm trying to go to the kind of shortest explanation, the more generic explanation. A case where you will use have to over must is, for example, in past. Must, a pure modal verb, cannot be conjugated. You cannot say musted, musting, have musted. So if you need to express obligation in the past, you're going to use have to. For example, in present, I must do my homework today. In past, I had to do my homework today, because have to can be conjugated while must cannot. Okay, so that's a very quick, brief explanation. If you guys want a more detailed lesson on that, let me know. You guys know I'm a big fan of grammar. I don't teach it a lot because everyone's like, no, I don't want to learn grammar, it's boring. Yes, I know it's boring, but I love grammar. So if you want more grammar lessons, let me know in the comment section below. All right? Okay. So let me see. We have some comments here. So yeah, all right. Marine, would you explain the explanation for the future perfect tenses? Yes. So okay. So that's based on the lesson that I did yesterday, guys. I did a lesson with all of the tenses. I was feeling a bit tired, so it was good, but I think I've done better before. So let me show you. Well, you know what? I'm gonna add a little bit of text. So future perfect, right? I will have done. That's an example of future perfect, guys, okay? So will, because it's a future, and to form a perfect tense, we always need to have, and then we need to have a verb in past participle, okay? So now let me show you an example with this tense. So by this time tomorrow, I will have finished, I will have finished cleaning the house, for example. Okay? So let's move that down here. All right. So when you're using the future perfect, you're talking obviously about the future, but you are talking about a specific moment in the future, and at that specific moment in the future, you're referring to an action that is finished. Okay? So for example, let's say, to be more specific, by so what time is it? It's 12. By 12 a.m. No, it's p.m. tomorrow, I will have finished cleaning the house. I will have finished the cleaning, which means at 12 p.m. tomorrow, cleaning the house is a finished action. Okay? Now, if I was to use it in continuous instead, future perfect continuous, I will be finishing, so I will be doing. That would be my example, okay? Actually, that's future continuous. Let me do a future perfect continuous. I will have been finishing. That's a funny tense. I will have been finishing. Very strange, not as common, okay? And so in my example, by this time tomorrow, I will have been finishing that house. You wouldn't say that. Let me see. When he comes tomorrow, I will have been finishing. I can't think of an example in this case here, guys. Okay. So in this case, guys, we're actually going to use it for the past. Now, this is going to get a bit complicated. I will have been finishing the cleaning. I am talking about the past, but now I'm confusing myself here, guys. I'm not going to go over this one. I'm having a doubt. I will have no. Okay, let me just get my notes. Just 1 second, guys. I'll be back in just a second. No, okay. I was confusing. It would be the past if I changed will for would. I'm not super comfortable with this tense because it's a tense that is barely ever used. So yes, it's for actions in progress up to a point in the future. By this time tomorrow, I... Okay, up. No, I don't want to go over that. I feel like I need to review. I don't want to say something that is wrong, okay? So the perfect tense, the future perfect, the explanation was perfectly fine, guys. Forget about this one. I'm confusing you. I don't want to confuse you. So forget about this, okay? If you need, I'll study that a bit more and I'll go over it with you in another lesson for the future perfect continuous. The structure was correct, but the use, forget what I said. I was confusing you guys. Okay, guys? All right, so Sergi is saying, I would appreciate a lesson or lessons with the explanation of prepositions. Okay, absolutely. And yeah, thank you, Anna, for joining us. I really appreciated that. Thank you so much. All right, so, okay, tack. All right, and I mean, I'm glad that I wasn't necessarily able to explain this, guys, to show you that, you know, even teachers, native speakers, it's sometimes difficult to explain things. We also have to study. As you know, I'm not a native speaker, so I'm constantly learning new things as well. There's things that I'm very comfortable with because I've learned them, I've studied them, and there's also things that I can't necessarily explain because I've reached a level of English where I'm learning things from hearing what other people say. So I can feel when and how to use something, but sometimes it's difficult to explain why, just like a native speaker, okay? So this happens. I'm sorry, I can't explain a little bit more about the future perfect continuous. If you're interested in it, please let me know and I'll create a lesson for that. Okay, guys? All right, so this is our bye-bye time, guys. Remember, you could become a patron. How? By just getting me a cup of coffee at www.coffee.com. These contributions, guys, the coffee contributions go towards me improving the content, getting more materials. For example, today I have to go buy a new SD card for my camera because it's broken. So all of these coffee, guys, that you get me work towards my little English page in general, and you know, buying the software that I'm using, all of those things. So it's really appreciated. If you can or if you want, please do so. I will always appreciate that greatly, guys. Okay? All right, so I see, so thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. Okay, so Sergi is saying you prefer present simple tense. Yes, it's a good tense, isn't it? It's a good tense. All right, okay, guys. So next live is going to be on YouTube on Thursday the 1st at 4 p.m. As usual. We are back on the regular schedule. I've been working a lot of hours, a lot of teaching hours this week, which is why I had to make a few changes. I wasn't feeling so good after working so many hours. I still have so many writings to correct. So thank you for understanding, guys. And like I said, I'm going to go buy an SD card this afternoon, so there's going to be some filming going on today. So hopefully I'll be able to post a lesson on Sunday, which is tomorrow. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free, well, not feel free, do it. Share the video and like the video as much as possible so that we can reach and help as many learners as possible. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you coming back every week. You're my wonderful little group of students, and I'm very excited to see you. Well, not see you, but to talk to you, write to you every single week. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, and of course, keep on learning. Yeah, you have to keep on learning. You know that. Yes, you know. Bye-bye, guys. Mwah. Have a lovely weekend. So guys, if you are curious and you want to hear me speak French, my native language, make sure to check the video that I released last week on how to pronounce the alphabet.